I don't want to get married. I'm fine alone. 我不想結婚。我一個人很好。One of the greatest fears of Chinese parents is coming true. China's young people are turning away from marriage. The trend is also worrying the government. Women around the world face pressure to get married, right? But in China that pressure is taken to a new level, with state media labeling ladies 27 years and older as Sheng Enyu, or leftover women.
长得太漂亮，一般嘛，所以到现在还是生下来了。
Vicky Liu, who is from northern Tianjin and was born in 1997, is one of those young Chinese.
儿女嘛，就是孝为当先，然后反正就不结婚，肯定是就是不孝的一种。
She said as soon as she graduated with a master's in England last year, her parents began to arrange blind dates for her. But she said, I am an adult woman. I want a career and a good circle of friends. I just don't want to be tied into family life too soon. China is steering clear of marriage, and the number of weddings has dramatically declined in recent years, posing serious demographic and planning challenges for President Jinping's administration. There were 7.63 million marriages in China in 2021, down 6.3% year-on-year, and fully 40% less than a decade earlier. In fact, the lowest figure since records began in 1986. Under Chinese law, men can marry from 22 and women from 20. Young Chinese people's mixed response to state media's message came as the country faces what some analysts described as a demographic time bomb. A growing number of young people across East Asian societies are delaying getting married as the region becomes more prosperous. According to a recent survey on marriage by a research center under the Central Committee of the Chinese Communist Young League, those born between 1995 and 2009, known as Generation Z, are the major group to walk down the aisle in the coming 10 years, displayed a decreasing interest in getting married. Further analysis revealed that female respondents were noticeably less willing to marry than men. Women reluctant to engage in marriage outnumber their male peers by 19.29%. The attitude has alarmed the authorities further, as the decline in population growth has become more evident in recent years. To reverse the trend, Beijing scrapped the decades-long one-child policy in 2015, and it introduced a three-child policy last May. Yi Liu, of King's College London, said that these policies are masculine, and they are disconnected from the reality facing China's Generation Z today. What they want is a better career future, an opportunity to have it all, career and family, as well as self-fulfillment. Without these, it's hard to convince them to have babies first, she said. This is particularly the case with young Chinese women, she added. Generation Z Chinese women have more education than previous generations. They are more likely to prioritize their career rather than get married after university education. Chinese women were severely underrepresented in political and economic power. China has a long way to go to create a more gender-equitable society. But the difficulty here is that it is not achievable simply via the state issuing policy documents. Yi Fuxian, University of Wisconsin-Madison's author of Big Country with an Empty Nest, said there were tangible measures the government could take to assuage the situation. For example, job opportunities for young Chinese and help with the cost of living, in particular, the cost of the property. The government should also make raising children easier for young couples. Fewer people in China are tying the knot, the trend alarming families and worrying the government. Gender inequality is at the heart of this phenomenon. The proportion of young people surveyed in economically developed areas who said they would not get married reached 14.4%, 7.7 percentage points higher than that found in smaller cities. This means that the more economically developed a region is, the more people choose to stay single. Most of them are very active on various social media platforms, imposing their fears and worries regarding the topic of marriage onto others. Generation Z tends to ignore the complexity, diversity, and maturing process of marriage, but chooses to overemphasize the risks and troubles that might come with it. Some of them become very keen to spread their ideas of not getting married, commending the merits of leading a single life. In stark contrast, those who have already been immersed in the happiness of their marriage rarely share their joyful stories on social media. Gradually, posts or comments on social media supporting the no marriage notion have become rife in cyberspace.